All right, guys, it's that time. It's that time for some new 90 Day Fiance content. It's a new season of The Other Way. And we're going to get into this first episode of the new season. Of course, 90 Day Fiance is a reality show that follows couples, one person from the US, the other from another country. There's language barriers, cultural boundaries, and just regular relationship stuff, and even some crazy relationship stuff that these people go through. And it's 90 Day Fiance. I think we're going to try something different in the future when it comes to our 90-day recaps. So stay tuned and let me know what you think about the changes. All right, so let's get into this episode. We're starting out with Chloe and Jonathan. Chloe lets us know she's a spoiled princess. She works with her mom as a sales rep. Her mom has just really kind of given her everything on a silver platter, even this great job that she has. Her life is pretty much set at 23. Then comes Jonathan. She meets from a trip in Aruba. He can be somewhat cocky, but he's a gorgeous guy. Funny, sweet. It sounds like all good things, right? So she kept coming back to Aruba. I think he's asked her to come back and see him. So she kept coming back. And after 11 months of going back and forth, she's deciding to move to Aruba. She thinks the long distance thing is not going to last. So she has to make this move sooner than later. Uh, her backstory is she grew up in a single home. Her mom's really her bestie. So, she still lives with mom. She's only 23, but she's living with mom, and mom is like, you know what? This is kind of hard for me. Really don't want you to go. And she's like, okay, mom, it's not that bad. I'm not going to prison. It's just Aruba. I thought that was funny. Um, she's going from a six-figure salary to the unknown of Aruba. Her friend Jennifer is on her way to try to stop this. She knows the history of this guy. And she warns her Aruba's basically a party island. And, the guy, he cheated. And she's like, okay, well, I know about this other young lady, but he said he was in an open relationship with her. Whatever the case, she said she thought it was strange, and she wasn't really up for this. But she says she's still going to try to make this work. So I don't even know how this open relationship part is going to even enter into the picture. Is she up for an open relationship? Is that what she signed up for? It sounds like it's not, but she is accepting his excuses, and I think she said he did apologize or whatnot. I'm sorry, the red flags are flagging so high. You're only 23. This guy Jonathan is 32. They keep calling him a pirate. I guess he works on a boat or something. 23, 32. Men can still be an immature at that age, and I think he's showing himself, but I think she's still quite immature, and she has hearts in her eyes at this point, and she's a little bit too up for anything just because she wants to be with this guy, and she's still trying to discover herself and who she is. So I don't know, and I don't think that this is really what she wants at the end of the day. It seems like a fun thing with this fun guy, but I feel like that's all that it is. And I think she wants it to be a full blown relationship because she's moving all the way to Aruba to be with this guy. So I don't know what to say. I just feel like I don't know if I wish her the best because I need to learn more about this guy. We haven't met him. We've seen pictures and whatnot. He's one of those hot boys. And, some people might say he's the boy with the F word in front. I don't know. But until I get to see who this guy is and see what he has to say, I don't know if I'm going to wish her the best yet. I can't really say. I wish her the best in her life generally. But with this guy, and it's an unknown. Um, the friend is warning her this open relationship thing, some people live that lifestyle. I don't know if that's the person that she is or she even knows that yet. She's 23. All right, let's go to the next. Manon and Anthony. Now, Manon is 32, Anthony's 33. Manon is a BBW, so she's a full figured woman from France. And BBW, I think it's big, beautiful woman. That's what it stands for. In France, where she's from, she says they're quite judgmental about weight, but she is a plus size model now in LA. She had talked about, like, she had a blog and everything, I guess a video blog about her life being full figured in France and what it's like. So LA saw this, they reached out to her, they wanted her to come down, and she's never left. Here she meets Anthony. They've been married for 3 years. They've been together, I think, for 3 years. Right. I think everything happened within the 3 year time span. But I know that they have a baby boy. So I think it has been about 3 years, judging from the age of their child. I think it probably has been married about 3 years, and everything happened so quickly within 3 years they were married. These two are yin and yang. He's shy, she's outgoing. He's the stay-at-home dad. She owns her own digital marketing brand, but the couple's losing touch with each other. They're leaving LA and they're headed back to France to try to mend and repair their relationship. This move is supposed to keep them together. Um, Now she's sharing this with her friends as they do kind of like a bon voyage photo shoot, but they don't know it's a bon voyage. But now his plan is to work, and she'll focus on her son because she's been doing all the work. She's been, sounds like, the marketing, media mogul, model, all of these things, and it's just taking a toll on her. She can't be every woman. She's basically saying, I'm not every woman at this point. It's just too much. They're going to reverse their roles. He's no longer going to be the stay-at-home dad. She's going to do that, and he's going to be out there on the workforce. Um, they're looking for a better quality of life. They're going to end up staying with her parents at first. She's talks about her family life. Her grandfather even made fun of her weight as well, and he said, "Hey, why does this guy marry you?" Because her husband, I guess, is average weight, average size, and he's like, "Well, why did this guy marry you?" And he was judging her based on her weight. So this is going to be a fun household for her to move back into, right? Um, she says she's gonna miss her other BBW friends as well. She's emotional, saying goodbye to them at this photo shoot. She lets us know again she was bullied. So not only was she bullied at home, it sounds like she was bullied in the public, probably bullied at school. She doesn't have the bond with the baby that she wished she had due to her work schedule. Um, and her husband has a really strong bond with their son. So they both at some point started to resent each other. The American dream is killing me, is what she told us. So they're going to try to go back to France. They're selling their house. Got about 2 weeks to leave. I think they sold their house for 880,000, but they at the time of the sale they only have 88,000 take home at this moment. So that's what they're going to take with them right away to go to France. Manon is not for the struggle. They fight over money, and they're trying to sell the car, the house, and he's like, well, it's kind of drive versus family. All he cares about is being with his family and having their basic needs. She wants more than enough. She wants the big house, the picket fence, the pool, even. And she's kind of arguing with them. She's kind of a mess at this time. Uh, but they're, I guess, determined to make this work. Up next, they have to tell his family. So she's teaching him how to make a charcuterie, and she said, "It's I don't know how she said it. She said charcuterie is it charcuterie or charcuterie? I can't say it right, but she's telling him he's not saying charcuterie right. Yeah, you can't say charcuterie. You have to say charcuterie or something like that. It was very hard for me to say this right now. I don't know. I think he finally got it. But when the family hears that they are moving to France, they kind of just drop this bomb on them. They are surprised, but they don't use any defamatory language. So their response is shut the front door and holy shoot. So I was like, okay, these people are very straight laced, very nice people. I'm not sure why they don't use any language, but I'm not against it. Um, they do have some opinions, especially his sister Sarah. And she kind of jabs at the situation. She's being a bit of a busybody and instigator. She lets us all know that Magnon talked to her and said, being with her brother makes her want to die inside. I don't think that was the moment or time for her to share this. Magnon and Sarah kind of have an epic fight at this point, and about divorce and all that. She said, well, you basically said you want to divorce my brother. Do you think that just going to France is going to fix everything? She has valid concerns, but to air this out for the family, the fact that Magnon is very loud, flamboyant, and says what she feels, even if it sounds horrible. The fact that she confided in his sister, she should have respected that and not put out all of the dirty laundry and everything that she said. And it's making him and them look bad and making it look like their whole relationship is going to fall apart. I see that, again, she may not want her brother to leave, and she may think are going the wrong way about it. She wants her brother to be happy, of course, and she probably wants them to be happy as a family. But Sarah, she's messy. Her and Mignon are both the bold, loudmouth type of people here on some level. I think Sarah in a little bit of a different way, but basically, uh, these two are gonna butt heads, and they did. They had a really big battle. She told her just get out of my house at this point in time. So yeah, that's how that situation ends up for now. Now Jenny and Submit are back. We know that Jenny, for those 90 Day fans, she's an older woman. She's now like at the retirement age in her 60s. I believe Submit is still in his 30s. He may be 40 now, I'm not sure. And whatever the situation, it's probably like almost a 30-year age difference, something like that. And he's from India. They had been going through this back and forth flirtation. First, he was sending her pictures of another guy, and then when he sent her pictures of his true self, he thought he wasn't good enough, but she still accepted him. They continued their little fling that they had. She finds out he has to undo his arranged marriage so he can stay with her, because they've been like messing with each other for like 10 years. And finally, I guess they're trying to tie knots. He was quite young when she started messing with him, honestly. I mean, he was of adult age, but still, he was quite young, in my opinion, especially compared to her age. So all this time, his family had him in an arranged marriage while he was still trying to be with the person he really wanted to be with. So he had to undo that arranged marriage so they could be together. We kind of saw some of that unfold on past seasons. His parents didn't accept the age gap due to the fact that she couldn't have kids. She couldn't bring them heirs. But now they seem to have tried to work things out. It's been a lot of back and forth, and Janae and his mother, Summit's mother, they just have always been butting heads. They ended up having to have a secret wedding, and they got disowned. A lot of stuff has happened, but finally, today, everyone's accepting of everything, and she's lived in India with him for some time. But now they're in financial straits. They're out of money. 'Cause I knew that Jenny was saying, she could live off her Social Security for so long. She was already running out of money when she first started going there in the first place. But now I'm pretty sure that they don't have anything of that left. And I think his work situation has changed. So now they have to move in with the family that kind of hates Jenny, but they don't anymore. Jenny's saying this is temporary, um, but they're reuniting. The uniting of the families is new, and things are still a bit rocky, even though the family has accepted her. Now they go meet up with his brother and sister-in-law and the little nephew. They're going to buy stuff so they can go move in with the parents, in which the brother and sister-in-law also and nephew also live there as well. They've been living there. And Cherie tells Jenny what she's going to have to expect. And some of the things is basically you have to do certain things. Women are expected to do certain things around the house or whatnot, and act in a certain way and do certain things. And she said, I don't totally get along with her either, because she just comes out one day and accuses me of never doing anything for the family. And basically she's saying she does a lot and she just dismissed everything that she did. So they're kind of not having the best time. And her name is Cherie, she's like, you know what? If you say I'm not doing anything, then I really won't do anything. So they had an argument. I guess things are okay at this time. I think Sumit's mother is just kind of messy and she's kind of controlling, and that's just how she treats everyone. It doesn't matter who you are. You can have a different personality. Jenny doesn't take that stuff either. So it's not going to be easy to control her. So there's going to be some more headbutting to come. His brother says that Jenny will probably have to have double the responsibilities of everyone else. And I'm not sure if it has something to do with age. I don't know. But Sumit asks for their patience and let Jenny kind of get some time to figure things out. The brother is saying, me and my wife, my mom's not even loving us. We were the favorites, but now you and Jenny are the favorites now. And we also find out that Sumit plans to live there forever. Jenny sadly says goodbye to her apartment, goodbye to her freedom. She says at this point she's not going to really tell him, but it is a no when it comes to living there forever. She still wants this to be temporary. So when they get there, it's a happy welcoming at first. Then all of their stuff arrives, and mom's going through her stuff, throwing her stuff to Cherie, and just like, you can take this and take that. And like she's like divvying up her stuff, which is really weird. And she does kind of complain that it's a lot of stuff. All these clothes are yours. She's like, and they're just looking at her clothes, pulling stuff out like it's, and then Submit's like, well, all of our stuff is now their stuff. We share everything. Yeah, this doesn't seem like this is gonna work out. I don't think anybody would be into this situation. So we'll see what happens as things go forward. Finally, Madeline and Luke are back. I think they were in the Love in Paradise, I believe, season of 90 Day, or I'll say series of 90 Day. And now Madeline has kind of discovered her thing. She's into pageants now. She did a couple pageants and she won the last one. So now she thinks she's the queen of the world. She loves it. Madeline's only 20. Luke's 31. At the moment we're watching him practice dancing via video chat. He does not have any rhythm. That is true. And they let us know what happened, how they met. They recap us a bit how they met in Colombia on a boys' trip that he was on. And he said he instantly said he loved her. He said, "You're my wife." He tattooed her name next to his man area. About after 3 months of them talking, she's controlling, but he says she's his voice of reason. The marriage has never happened. I think that he did propose. I think it could have been close to a year in. And Madeline was really upset because he was never moving there, and all of the things he promised he would do. And being with her, he's still been going back and forth, and she wants him to live there with her. But he's having huge money trouble. She did demand a lot financially. She was giving strong gold digging vibes. but she act like she really loved and cared for this guy as well. She was really acting spoiled, and he didn't know how to say no to her either. Not a good combination. So it's been a whole nother year since they were supposed to get married, and again, he hasn't moved yet. Now they have a new wedding planned in 3 weeks. Madeline is giving spoiled all day. She's still that same spoiled little girl. She wants a helicopter to come down at her wedding, but he's pretty much broke, and he's letting her know, I don't really have money like this. But she's like, she's still demanding what she wants. She only get married once. This has to be epic. I think she just wants a whole epic lifestyle. So he wasn't doing all these investments. I remember, I think he even had sunglasses, and his investments didn't work out. He lets us know he looks beat down and he looks stressed. But he says he needs to move in order to keep her. Him and his dad go and talk. They go get some wedding shoes. He had already bought some shoes, but she wasn't satisfied with them. Said they were ugly. Excuse me, she doesn't like the color brown. So she has shoe control. She has all levels of control over this man. His next business plan is to build a resort. He's purchased some land in the area, in her country. I hope that works out for him, but again, like he pointed out, his previous investments haven't been doing so well. And his dad actually asked him about it, and he's like, he lets him know, and he's like, well, you do this investment, and this one doesn't work, and that one doesn't work, and then you're doing another one. Dad has a lot of points. He's like, it's kind of too risky, and you're being a bit impulsive. You're not making wise business risk. If you're going to make risks, they need to be wise. Dad is worried, and he's hoping that they can be what each other needs. But he starts to cry. And he's just hoping that things work out. They have a hug cry in the shoe store. Then it's bad if Dad has to cry publicly. So Luke lets us know this marriage is a gamble. So I'm like, okay, Luke, marriage is a gamble for you? Investments are a gamble to you? Is everything just a gamble to you? I don't think that's a great way to live your life, sir. But so far, this is the beginning, the first episode of 90 Day the Other Way. I'm thinking of changing the format. We may not do episode by episode. We may check in and show different points, different parts, some standout moments. We may be doing things a little bit differently, but stay tuned and let me know what you think about this idea. Should we do check-ins here and there? Should we continue our episode by episode? Should we just do different segments of standout moments in the episodes? What should we do? Let us know. Email me at cbiztv@yahoo.com or drop your thoughts in the comments. But we're still here. We're going to be here. We're going to be covering faith, love, and trends, things that are interesting, things that stand out, things in the 90-day world and beyond, and other love-related topics. We are here for it. Love, faith, and trends, trending topics. We do shorts on different trending topics as well. So we plan to be here, and we hope that you continue to support and watch. It's all love. And what do you think about the new season? All right, guys, we'll be talking to you soon. All the best. God bless. This is Irene.